Hey, 5th and 6th grade choir members. This is Miss G on the 16th of April coming to you with some more of your theory packet lessons. I realized I left you in kind of a lurch with the last lesson. I thought I'd done all 4 pages and I just checked and went, oh, I decided to turn the camera off and forgot to get back to it. So I apologize for that. Today I'll take you through lessons 1 through 4. And then also lessons 5 through 9 so that we can get caught up because I know many of you are hoping to do that. So here we are on lesson number 1, all right? And this is the lesson with the staff notes and pitches. It just tells us that music is written on a staff, 5 lines and 4 spaces, and then it shows us the notes on the 5 lines, the notes in the 4 spaces, numbered 1 through 5 for lines, numbered 1 through 4 for spaces. Then it says, if the notes appear higher on the staff, they sound higher in pitch. Okay, duh, right? If this note is G, which I can play on my recorder, by the way, so that you can hear what a G sounds like. So if I play the note G, the next note that they're showing is this one. That note is actually a C, and it sounds like this. So here's G, here's C. And we can hear that the first note sounds lower than the second note, okay? This is a higher pitch. And if you look at your staff, this is really important, guys. A lot of you are getting confused by this. The staff goes down as it faces the ground and up as it faces the ceiling or the sky, okay? So the lowest pitch is on the bottom line, and that would be this note, which is number 1 or E, and the highest pitch is the one on the top line, which is number 5 or F. So this is going up. It's called ascending. This one is the space notes. They're also ascending. They're going up. You can see whoosh, toward the ceiling. Whoosh. So when you look at these notes and you're trying to compare higher and lower, we look at the first pitch and we say to ourselves, is this one going up or is it going down? It's going up, so it's getting higher. This one, from here to here, it tells you it's getting lower. From here to here, it's going down again, lower. From this note to this note, it's going up. It's higher, lower, and then lower. And that should be pretty easy for most of my 5th and 6th graders. We've been doing this. This is review, right? When you're reading your choir music, can you tell that the music is going up and down in pitch? You should be able to tell. And you should be able to follow that with your voice, right? If I'm playing those notes on the recorder and I'm playing them, what's written there, G, C, A, E, high E, C, F, this is what that would sound like. Listen to that. So I just went from G to C to A to E to high E to C to F. Doesn't make a very good melody, but that's what we're looking at. So down below, they want you to answer some questions. Number 1 says, draw a staff by connecting the dots. And so you're going to take your pencil, and again, use a straight edge if you can, all right? Here's a really great straight edge. Here's my phone. And my phone case is just about the right straight edge for making a pretty even line. So I'm just going to take my phone and go dot to dot. Let's see what kind of line I make for my first one with my phone as a guide. Hey, well, that's a pretty straight line, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to draw in my 5 straight lines using my phone as a nice straight edge and a pencil because I want to be able to erase it if I can. Don't use a pen on this stuff, guys. If you're using a pen, go get a pencil because you are going to want to erase. Doing this on my lap so I can see I've got a couple places that aren't perfect. So hopefully you're doing yours on a table. I'm just doing this so I can be close to my computer. Okay? So there are my 5 lines. That's all I needed to do there. And then it says, number the lines and then the spaces from low to high. So looking right here, I'm going to number 1 to 5 and then number 1 to 4, lines and then spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So I did them this way, 5 lines, 4 spaces, or you could do them all at once. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. That would work too. On the next question, they're saying mark an X in the following locations. The first one they've done for you on line 3. Now you want to do space 2. Now this is where it gets tricky. Your answers can be marked wrong if they overlap. And we talked about that in your first video. So you don't want to be overlapping your lines. So I'm going to show you a right answer and an incorrect answer. Okay? So here is a correct answer. If I'm on space 2, I want my X to be right in between that space. That would be correct. An incorrect answer would look something like this. You've put it in the space, but you've overlapped. Not okay. Okay, you want to make sure that you're not overlapping those lines and spaces. Okay, guys? So I'm going to do my correct answer in space 2. And remember, spaces are between the lines. Line 1, I want the center of my X going right in the center of the line. And that's how you do number 2. I'm not going to show you all the answers. You can do this, all right? On number 3, I'm writing in the actual notes. Now this is where it gets fun. And in the last video, I believed I showed you the half moon way to make notes, right? So there's a half moon way to do this, and it's kind of cool, all right? So when I make my note on line 1, I'm going to do a half moon above the line and a half moon below the line. And that's going to give me a pretty standard looking note, okay? I did mine in the air. You can do yours on a table and it will be perfect. Let me try it, do it on my lap table here. See if I can make it even better. Yep. All right. So I'm doing my lines, and if it's a space note, the next one's space 2, I want my half moon to hit the line above and to hit the line below, but my note should not have a line in the center. If it's a space note, it's got to be in one of those 4 spaces, like up above, okay? So it's just taking you through some very basic music notation is what we call this, okay? When we're writing, we're notating. All right, on the next one, number 4, yeah, we're on number 4. Ooh. We're just saying higher or lower for our pitches, just like I just did with my recorder, remember? If it's going toward the ceiling, it's getting higher. So I look at my first pitch that they give me in each measure and I say, okay, where did this one go? The second pitch, is it higher or lower? It's going down. It's going toward the ground, so it is lower. This one, it's going toward the ceiling. It is higher. Okay, and that's how I do that page. Okay, so there's lesson 1. Check. Let's go on to lesson number 2. In lesson number 2, guys, oh, this is fun. This is where you get to draw treble clefs. I love drawing treble clefs, but I have a much easier way than what they do with you. And then also, again, you're going to start to learn some basic notation. And in these, you're actually going to start writing the letter names of the notes, right? So, starting with the top of the page, it says music notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet. That's the cool thing about music. Every note ever written, every song ever written was based on only 7 pitches. First 7 pitches in the alphabet, first 7 letters in the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. There are no more letters used to make music. You don't get H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, or C. You only get A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the only 7 letters. Every song in the entire universe is written on those 7 pitches, okay? And so that's pretty cool. So they are telling us that by their position on the staff, they can represent an entire range of musical sound. Clef signs help to organize the staff so the notes can be easily read. And clef signs make the notes higher or lower. Okay, if I am in elementary school and I am singing, usually I sing in treble clef, although I have had on occasion some kids who are starting voice changes and start singing in bass clef because their voices are getting lower. The recorder, treble clef, okay, it's a high-pitched instrument. On the piano, when I play my piano, I have a high end, that's treble, and a low end, that's bass. Okay? And as I grow, my voice can go from treble and start to overlap into bass clef, and we'll talk about that later. All right, so treble clef is the first thing they want us to make, and it says it is used for notes in the high pitch ranges. The treble or G clef, as it has evolved from a stylized letter G. So, and you can tell because do you see the circle right here that they're showing you? It overlaps the second line of the staff, which is G. Elephants go. Remember, backwards doing flips. There's your second line, G. And this curl goes around that G. So it's also called a G clef. But most of us who are musicians call it a treble clef, okay? And there it's showing you the note G. It says the curl of the treble clef circles the line on which the note G is placed. The G is above middle C. The C nearest the middle of the keyboard. So it's showing us the middle of the piano, and G is 5 notes above that. In the treble staff, the names of the notes on the lines from bottom to top are E, G, B, D, F. It says every good boy does fine. I like elephants go backwards doing flips. I like Elvis's guitar broke down Friday. I like, let's see, what else have I used? Elephants go backwards. I think that's about it. Oh, every good boy deserves fudge. That's another good one. Okay? And then it's showing you all of the notes on the treble clef staff, and it's showing you where they are on the piano too. A piano's a really good instrument to start on, by the way. If you want to learn to be a great musician, playing the piano will help you play any other instrument. It'll help you play guitar. It'll help you play any instrument in the band, flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombone. It just starts you at such a great basic level. So piano, piano, piano. If you get a chance to take an instrument, start with piano. Private lessons, great way to learn. Okay, so here's your notes on the treble staff. The names of the notes in the spaces from top to bottom spell the word face. I always say face is to remember space. That helps you remember the letter names of those notes. Okay? Down here in number 1, the treble clef is written in 2 motions. It says trace along the dotted lines as indicated and then draw 4 more of those treble clefs. So they want you to start at the top, make your line down, make this little fancy dot here, and then you can trace around. And that's pretty cool, but I have kind of a fun way to do it, which is similar. I'm going to show you how I do this, okay? See if I can get a hard surface to hold up so that I can show you how to make a treble clef, okay? This is like the foolproof way to do it. Okay, guys. So I'm going to also make a line like they did, but I'm not going to start it curly. I'm just going to make it nice and straight, and I'm going to come about the same distance between the space and the next line at the top. I'm going to come about that same distance from the top, and I'm just going to go the same distance to the bottom and just make one straight line. That's all I did. And it's going a little higher and a little lower than the staff. A little higher, a little lower than the staff. Okay? Then I'm going to take, and I'm going to do this thing. I kind of call it making a sail, like I'm going to make a little sail on a sailboat. I'm going to make a little sail that's going to intersect the D line. And it's very important that it intersects the D line. And you can see even on this one, it's intersecting the D line. Okay? So I'm going to intersect the D, and then I'm going to bring it around, you know what? The G. Okay? And that's going to give me a foolproof way to make a treble clef. And then if I want to get fancy, I can add my curl. and my dot at the bottom, okay? But that one is a little bit more foolproof, I think, than the one they're showing you. So let me show you again. Top to bottom, straight line. Sail through the D, bring it around the G. That one I made a little skinnier, and then I can put my dot, okay? And the cool thing about treble clefs and being a musician is as long as they're intersecting the D line and coming around the G, they don't have to be perfect every time. These are made on a computer. We are not computers, we are human beings. And we make our treble clefs the best we can. I'm going to do a couple more, but I'm going to do them with my book down so that they can look a little bit better than those. See if I can come down, intersect the D, come around the G, and loop. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. Okay? And then you have one more to make on your own. On number 2, guys, it says write the letter names of the following notes and use capital letters. So all you're doing is you're looking at the note. Now, if you're still having trouble knowing what these notes are in treble clef, guys, they're right here. You can look right up here and you can compare it. So you can go, oh, that note's on the 3rd space. Which one is on the 3rd space? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a C. This one's on the 2nd line. Which one's on the 2nd line? Oh, 2nd line. G. So I'm writing in my G. Okay. Oh, look. This one's on the 1st bass. Compare it. And it is F. All right? So that's pretty simple. Then on number 3, you're writing the notes, right, and not the letters. They're giving you the letters. And here's the cool thing. If the notes can be written in 2 places, write one above the other. So we can see up here there are a couple notes that are named twice. E is named twice. F is named twice. Is G named twice? No. Is A? No. B? C? Nope. Not yet. When you get a little further in the packet, those will be named twice. If you know where those are already, you can name them. Maybe some of you already play an instrument and you know where there are 2 Ds or 2 Cs. That's okay. You can do those. All right? But if you don't know about that yet, don't worry. Just name it once. D's only named once up here. So I'm going to put my note in using my method, half moon above, half moon below. And I got that one a little high, so I got to fix it because I don't want it to be incorrect. It cannot go more than it needs to around that line. And you just put all your notes in. Remember, if there's more than one possible, like the note E, I'm going to do one on the bottom line and one on the top. You know what it is? I hope you said space. One on the top space, okay? And you're going to do it for each one of the letters. And that's my theory packets for lessons 1 and 2. And I will come back with more. Okay, I've got to take a little bit of a break right now, but I will be back, and hopefully you're learning. That's what matters, all right? Stay safe, stay well. I miss you guys like crazy. I hope you're singing. Please practice your songs, especially Lilo and Stitch. I'll be coming with some fun exercises for you to do with that song soon, okay? Take care, guys. Work on those pages, please. Have a great day.